Come with me as I prepare a meal for myself whilst trying to save money to afford more shiny cardboard such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming in August from Universus. Here we go as we leave, and I'm going to try and find some cheap organic ingredients. Here I found a wild potato patch local nearby, and it seems to have been unearthed by some local wildlife. I come here quite often, so I was able to find it quite quickly, and we seem to have quite a large bounty of potatoes. Of course, just because we're buying on the cheap does not mean that we're going to not want the highest quality of ingredients, and there seems to be quite a few potatoes that have been grown in the area. Luckily, this means I can have a large harvest, and this will feed me for quite some days. Here I found some more potatoes, but these were just quite not ripe enough. Just because we're trying to get them on the cheap does not mean that we do not want the ripest and freshest potatoes. So those potatoes will be put back, and hopefully will grow into better potatoes, or at least be good seedling. With our harvest in hand, we've got a good 13 potatoes. This will feed me for quite some time. So we'll now head home and prepare ourselves a meal. So the first thing you have to do with any food that you get out in the wild is wash it. So we make sure to wash the potatoes thoroughly. Yes, there we go, making sure to get any bacteria or any contagions off. There we go. Let's make sure this one is particularly dirty. Here we go, and yes, we just need to make sure that we get it nice and clean. Here, let's zoom in and show how clean. A thorough scrubbing is what is needed to make sure this potato is right for eating. Then we have to peel the potatoes. So we're going to peel and dice these potatoes lovely. These were quite tough. They may have just been on the verge of ripening, but beggars cannot be choosers when it comes to these potatoes. Nice, even cuts, making sure that this is going to be a filling meal, because just because we're eating on a budget does not mean that we cannot have some flair and spice. Speaking of spice, let's put these potatoes into a bowl, where we're now going to add some olive oil, some herbs and a little bit of spice. I've gone with coriander, thyme, and of course, as anyone knows, I do like my spicy food, so I'm going to take a little bit of chili powder, just a dash because it is the middle of the day, and then we're going to shake it up, make sure that the potatoes are fully coated in this oil and herbal mixture. Do not be afraid to get your hands in there, mix it all up nice and make sure there's a nice even coating. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it into the oven at about 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. Here we go. Make sure that they are all facing the correct way and that they are all evenly spaced out so that they cook through thoroughly. Now we're going to move on to the other part of the meal. We're going to have some soups. We're going to put in some nice stock foundations. We're going to mix those up, and then we're going to add in just a little bit of spice with Anya Forger. Make sure that this has a nice kick to the soup, and make sure that it is a nice. There we go. So our soup is now fully formed. A beautifully thick soup. Look at it. You see, it's so hard to push around. We do need to boil this a little bit more, but that is some good soup. There we go. So we're just going to finish it off, and then we're going to take our soup and we're going to try and serve it. So now we're going to get ourselves a nice serving of soup, and we're going to take it straight from the pan. Look how it sits on the spoon. There's a nice serving of soup. Looks like the potatoes are freshly done from the oven. We're going to take those. We're going to scrape them up. Be careful not to touch. They will be very hot at this point after being in the oven for 45 minutes. So we're going to get a nice spread for a healthy meal up through there. Making sure again not to touch the pan. We do not want to get burned. Please be responsible in the kitchen. It's always good to have a bit of protein, and with this I've gone with some teriyaki. This is some nice octopus balls to go with our diced potatoes and soup. This is an absolutely delicious meal, and I am happy to say that this hit the spot beautifully. And here I am trying out my teriyaki. Has some good flavouring to it, very thick, nice chewable, and just goes down smoothly. Absolutely love it. So there it is, a nice clean meal that you can eat that costs barely nothing and will help you save money for TMNT. I'll see you at game night, and let me know what kind of budget meals you're having so you can pay for more cardboard. Bye.